Welcome to Sports Savvy TV. We got a lot to unpack, folks. Colorado versus Kansas State. It was an instant classic. Just this time, Colorado didn't pull out the win. There wasn't a nail biter against Baylor. They beat Baylor. They shouldn't have won that game. They destroyed Central Michigan. They won them two games. You start to see celebrities show back up at the games. They were like, Colorado's back. We got to go show support. No, Colorado's not back, folks. This team has a lot of flaws. They can't run the ball. Like when they run the ball, I really be catching a headache because they cannot run the ball at all. Shedeur Sanders has to throw the ball all game. Don't get me wrong. Shedeur Sanders, he has been great this year. For the last couple of games, he's been starting like 9 for 10 passing. Pretty good. But the problem with him is he holds the ball too long. He holds the ball too long, and he reminds me of Jalen Hurts. He just holds the ball too long because he's not a guy that's going to get the ball out on his first read. That boy worked with Tom Brady. Tom Brady coaching him up. He goes through his reads. And because of that, he holds the ball too long. He got to know when to take off or throw that ball away. And another thing I don't like about Shedeur, when he gets sacked 10, 12 yards, man. Like, that's ridiculous. When quarterbacks get sacked, they'll lose 4, 5, 6 yards. He be losing 10 or more. They got to fix that. The offensive line, still horrible. Shedeur Sanders got sacked like 5 times. Dude was running for his life at one point in that game. That's my honest assessment of the game. Colorado, good enough to make it to a bowl game. But they're not making it to the playoffs, man. Because from here on out, that schedule going to get tough. They got Arizona coming up. They're going to be tough. I think they got Texas Tech coming. Man, they're going to be tough, man. They should have won this game. They battled, they scrapped. They got back into that game. When Webster scored that touchdown, the whole Colorado team thought the game was over. I knew better. The defense not good like that, man. Oh, boy, in the first half. Now, shouts out to the defense. They held Gideon's in trouble. They held him in check in the second half. But in the first half, he showed why he's a top running back in the nation. Man, that boy was eating, catching, and throwing. And Colorado caught a break because they had a few times where Giddens dropped the ball when he was wide open coming out the backfield. Not only that, he shook Shiloh Sanders out his shoes. That was filthy, man. Real talk. Now let's get to Shiloh. That dude looked horrible out there, man. I called this last year. Shiloh has the body type of a linebacker, man. They got that dude in the secondary. He too slow back there. And he don't react fast enough on plays, man. When dude shook him out his shoes, that was easy. Even after the game, Deion Sanders said he played horrible. This team has to improve, because when you look at this team, when Shedeur and Travis Herner leave, what Deion gonna do? You're gonna need you a quarterback. You gonna have to recruit a good quarterback, and your number one job should be to get better running backs. You gotta continue to fix the offensive line. You just gotta continue to add to the defense. I just don't see Deion Sanders willing to take the time to do all that. I think he's only worried about his sons, Did y'all see all them injuries? Oh, my goodness. I don't know what was up with that. Man, they had a stretch, man. It had like 5 or 6 plays in a row where somebody off of one of the teams got hurt. At first, it looked like they was just doing that on purpose so they could catch their breath, slow down the other team momentum. But when you look at it, man, them boys really was getting hurt out there. It was like you was playing NCAA football with all the injuries down up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's really going on? A.J. Johnson started it all. Him and Travis Hunter. A.J. Johnson made a key play, though. He was making key plays at the end of that game, bro. That game when he threw the Brown, that was beautiful. He got rid of that ball in 2.5 seconds. Like, he just knew his guy was going to win that 50-50 ball. And he did. That's confidence in your team. I knew that secondary was going to give up the game. I knew it. Because let's talk about Colorado. When they tipped the ball and one of their cornerbacks almost took it to the house, he should have took it to the house, but he fell. That was just luck. You know what I'm saying? That secondary not good like that, especially when Travis Hunter not in there. Now let's get to Travis Hunter. This team depends too much on Travis Hunter. I understand this guy is a top 3 player in the nation. Yes, he's that good. He's a top 3 player in the nation. But you can't be dependent on him like that. Colorado got weapons. Use them. You got both the Miller boys. You got Shepard. You got Webster. You got weapons. You don't need to be force-feeding Travis Hunter the ball, looking for him every play. You feel me? And another thing, I understand he good. He could play both sides of the ball. But, man, look. You just like every other player that play football, man. You have to pick a side. You can't go play defense and offense. I don't care how good you are. Your body is going to wear down, especially a guy who's small as he is. You're going to continue to get hurt. Deion Sanders, he tried that for a little while in his career. Why you think he didn't play wide receiver for long? It takes a toll on the body. Why you think Deion Sanders let him rest 3 days out the week while the other players practice? Because he know it takes time for your body to heal. Dude need to just stop and pick a side. In my opinion, he needs to play wide receiver. You make more money, you can make more of an impact offensively. You know? I knew once Travis Hunter got hurt, the game was going to change, man. And it changed immediately. It took Colorado a minute to figure out their game plan and how they was going to approach Kansas State, you know? Dylan Edwards, who played for Colorado last year, he scored a touchdown. You know that felt good. But, man, they got a Travis Hunter problem. What if he hurt and can't go next week? You could almost bet they're going to lose that game. Prime need to tell him, brother, I love you. I respect what you're doing, but you got to play one side of the ball, you know? Because if he hurt and continue to get hurt, he's going to hurt his draft stock. And then he's going to be looking crazy because he didn't want to do what most people was telling him to do. You feel me? That offensive line can't handle the blitz at all, though. He need to fix that immediately. When you look at Colorado, it's like they back at square one. They can't protect Shedeur Sanders, and he holds on to the ball too long, man. I'm going to see y'all on the next one, man.